All right, we are just over 1 month into open enrollment and just about 1 month to go before members are going to be receiving their coverage effective January 1st. Now, there's quite a bit that you should be looking at over this next month, and one that is the most critical is reconciling the membership that you've received from CMS. Now, a couple of questions you should be asking yourself is, have I processed every transaction that I've received from CMS? Is there any exceptions that have fallen out during this workflow processing that would prevent somebody from getting access to care on January 1st? These are all things that you should be looking at from now until the end of the year to make sure that members are getting their ID cards, they're effectuating their coverage as expected, and then ultimately able to go see a doctor or fill a prescription effective January 1. In this grand scheme of reconciliation, and this is truly a huge topic, but we'll just scratch the surface today and talk about reconciliation opportunities with CMS. Now, CMS manages their reconciliation through what they call the RCNI and RCNO process. Stands for reconciliation inbound and reconciliation outbound. Now, the high-level statement about this process is that in the beginning of December, CMS allows for issuers to submit what they call an off-cycle RCNI file. Now, this will include the membership that you've processed thus far in your system and reconcile against what CMS has in theirs. Now, what happens is after you submit what they call the RCNI file, about a week or so later, you'll get what's called the RCNO file, or the outbound response to the RCNI that was submitted. Now, this response from CMS includes a whole bunch of different what they call flag values, which will determine actions that need to be taken. Some actions will be taken on the CMS side. Other actions will be required of the issuer. Now, the reason why I would suggest that all issuers take advantage of this off-cycle opportunity in December is so that you can see how you're lining up with CMS. Is there something that you may be missing that will cause a member to not have access to care on January 1st? Now, while this is an off-cycle and not mandatory reconciliation, going forward, CMS does require on a monthly basis that you submit the RCNI file and you ingest what they call the RCNO to take any associated actions that may be required as the issuer. Now, in a later session, we'll talk about the dispute process and how you can dispute discrepancies that are identified by CMS that may not align with what you're seeing in your system. But for now, the general gist is reconciliation is so critical to managing your ACA book of business, and take advantage of this off-cycle opportunity that you have in the beginning of December as we do our final march towards January 1st.